Greetings, folks, and welcome to another episode of Exploring Shasta County History. I'm your host, Jeremy M. Tuggle. Today, exploring the history of two town sites, which we'll be learning about, that was laid out in December of 1861 and predates the city of Reid. People often ask me how far north were steamboats capable of navigating on the Sacramento River in Shasta County's history. Well, in February of 1859, one steamboat successfully reached the present-day site of the Diestelhorst Bridge when a ferry called Nichols Ferry was in operation on the Sacramento River at that location that year. This steamboat was loaded with pickled shrimp, prime dried oysters, smoked rats, among other goods and provisions, which were being shipped to an unnamed person in the town of Shasta from that docking point on the Sacramento River. Because of the successful voyage above, this story was still fresh in the minds of Edward A. Reid and his brother Artie J. Reid, early pioneer settlers who arrived in Shasta in 1857 and eventually settled in this county. Together, the Reid siblings anticipated the ferry site to be a port for steamboat navigation on the Sacramento River at that point. This would certainly boost the economy and bring capital to the new town sites. Almost 2 years later, in December of 1861, the Reid siblings immediately laid out two neighboring town sites at that vantage point. The first town site was situated on the southwest approach of the present-day site of the Diestelhorst Bridge in the present-day city of Reid, which was called Union, or Union City. The town site was named by them in honor of the Union Army of the United States of America at that time, while the second town site was laid out just opposite of it on the northeast approach of this bridge, which they called Lincoln. The town of Lincoln was named in honor of President Abraham Lincoln. By that time, Edward A. Reid and Artie J. Reid had ownership of the former Nichols Ferry. However, in an excerpt of an article of the Shasta Courier newspaper, it reported the following information. It is proposed to remove the obstructions between these points and Latona, thus making uninterrupted navigation from Sacramento City. Mr. Baggs has maps of the town of Lincoln and Union. Town lots were advertised and placed on the market, but not one lot was purchased due to the harsh and difficult obstructions of the Sacramento River channel, which made it nearly impossible for steamboats to navigate into the Reid's ferry site from Red Bluff. However, the town of Latona would soon become a favorable site for the head of steamboat navigation in Shasta County instead. Due to the failure of steamboat navigation, the towns of Union and Lincoln had failed and never came to fruition. However, just before the town sites failed, a name change was proposed by the Union due to an existing town called Lincoln in California, which had an established United States Post Office already in operation. Therefore, the town of Lincoln's name in Shasta County had to be changed. The southwest approach of the Diestelhorst Bridge here in the town site of Union, or Union City, at the Diestelhorst Auto Camp here. In between the two bridges, Diestelhorst Bridge on my left, and on my right is Lake Reid Bridge. This is on the Union or Union City side. And this is where the ferry would have came across. Additional names which were suggested for Lincoln were DuPont and Sherman. DuPont's name was suggested in honor of a Union soldier named George DuPont. The town name of Sherman was suggested in honor of General William T. Sherman. Because the town never materialized, the town of Lincoln's name was never changed on official record or surveyed maps of the area. So this, including some of the park site over on that side of the road that you see from here where the gazebo is, and all the way down here to this area of the parking lot and going up river. This is where the town site of Lincoln would have been. So the senior citizens hall over here, this all would have been the town site of Lincoln if it would have materialized. So we are on the Lincoln side. And going underneath the Diestelhorst Bridge, this is where the ferry went across, and steamboat navigation would have came up to this point, exactly right in here somewhere is where they originally planned it. And of course, amidst all the local history, we are now in the Lake Reid Brigada area. Sign is still there on the bridge. I don't know if you can see it there, but this is exactly where the Reid's ferry went across. Currently in between Lake Reid Bridge and the Diestelhorst Bridge on the Lincoln side of the river. Alright folks, there you have it. And that is the history of the neighboring town sites of Union and Lincoln. I just want to say, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for following. Catch you on the next episode.